Hey everyone, and welcome to Ink Spotlights from Comix Wellspring. This is the series where we shine the spotlight on immensely talented creators who print with us. Today we're joined by Paul Claerhout, and we're going to talk about some of his journey, his book that just came out, and a little bit more. Paul, thank you for joining and stepping into the spotlight today. What can you tell us about your recent release?
My graphic novel, it's called Dragon Skull Treasures, and it's an action adventure, high fantasy, dragons and stuff
Ooh.
type of story. It's 200 pages. I just put out a full color edition, and there's also a black and white edition. And the color version's out now, and you can buy it directly from me. So
Ooh, love that. What got you to choose this style and genre? And also, I know you have some background in storyboarding. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you went into comics from that
yeah,
animation realm?
sure. Sure. Yeah, I'm currently a storyboard artist on Bob's Burgers.
Awesome.
I've been working there for 13 years now, and hopefully I can work there a couple more years. It depends on how the industry is kind of crazy right now.
I
So
can imagine. What a cool
um,
gig, though.
uh, yeah. So and before that, I worked on Jimmy Neutron. I did a lot of the original concept art for that and storyboarded the series. Worked on a movie. Worked on the Jimmy Neutron movie. Another movie called Ant Bully. Worked on the Weird Al show.
How
It was
awesome.
on Saturday mornings back in the late '90s.
Yes.
Worked on Back at the Barnyard and Planet Sheen, which was a spin-off from Jimmy Neutron. That
Hmm.
was unfortunately very short-lived. So yeah, I've been working in animation for 40 years. So this graphic novel I did was started out in the late 1980s as uh, uh, illustrated little novelette. Didn't get anywhere with it, and then I tried pitching it as an animated feature film. Did some promotional stuff for that. Even had a voice cast picked out, but that never got anywhere. And so then I thought, I'll do it as a graphic novel, and went through a couple versions of that before I finally was during COVID. I was able to finish the final version that I've printed up now. So
That's so
yeah,
cool.
those are available.
That is awesome, and that's so much of my, what I grew up watching, Jimmy Neutron, The Weird Al Show. I'm a big Weird Al fan, so I have
Yeah,
seen every episode of that show. It's so awesome. It's super cool that just to have that connection there as well. Because
yeah.
I've grown up with your art essentially, and that's a really awesome thing to
Thanks.
even talk to or speak to someone who really influenced me indirectly in a big ways. What do you feel is like the biggest, when you're going from storyboarding to comic book art? What do you think the biggest difference is between that type of sequential storytelling?
Um, Not really, not that much for me. Since I'm not really from a comics background, I approached the book cinematically. So
Mm.
I drew it out in more of a cinematic, storyboardish kind of manner. I mean, there's some pages that have more of a comic book type setup, but I wanted to visualize it more as like a movie.
Oh, nice.
Um, So most of my panel layouts look like almost like storyboard panels.
Oh, cool. That makes
Uh,
sense. Totally makes sense.
yeah, and I also, again, since I'm not from a comics background, I'm a big fan of classic illustrators. So I wanted to have a kind of a classic illustrator look to the artwork. So I'm
Mm.
heavily influenced by Hal Foster and John Buscema and other classic illustrators like Joseph Clement Cole and
Ooh,
uh, people like that.
I love
So I
hearing
hope
that.
that look comes across uh, um, in the book.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's so fascinating to know. And honestly, understanding your background when going into this book, I think readers can appreciate it and like look at it a bit differently and seeing some of like the movements and that cinematic style that you were saying and just seeing some of the images I've
Mhm.
seen from the book, you really do get that. And I feel like there's almost smoother transitions throughout the story in itself. And I love that. I mean, so what got you to create? What got you on this path of art and animation and now diving into comics? What like drove you to start just drawing and going down this road?
Oh, when I was a kid, I just liked to draw. So it was a cheap thing. My parents could, paper
Yeah.
and pencils was cheap, so they encouraged me to do that. And then as a teenager, I got into the hobby of doing stop motion.
Oh,
Bought
cool.
an old 8 millimeter camera and started doing stop motion in my bedroom and garage and stuff. I was kind of like a teenage Ray Harryhausen,
I love
if
that.
y'all are familiar with him.
That's
So it was another big influence on me. So, um, yeah, that parlayed into an animation career. There was a company in Dallas where I was living at the time when I was about 20. I went and applied for a job there and showed them my little homemade stop motion films and some of my stacks of cartoon animation drawing and stuff. And they were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll give you a try." So I ended up being trained in as a animation camera operator. This is back when they still did stuff on cells and with
yeah.
shot on film and everything, and been working in the industry ever since.
Oh, how cool. How inspiring as well to be going down that path. And I love talking to animators because that discipline you have to make almost, every character, it has to match up, it has to align, it has to be very on point for every drawing. And that takes so much skill and discipline. And there's a
Mhm.
lot to uncover there. Think I definitely need to get you on a longer interview to kind of uncover some of this and talk about some of your process as well. I know we have a lot of people in the comic industry that do stuff in film or involved with storyboarding as well. So I love hearing your knowledge about that.
Yeah,
And do we have?
two of my colleagues on Bob's have done graphic novels too, and I think one of them ended up going through Comix Wellspring for his print job
Oh,
as
awesome.
well. So,
Yeah, we got to connect with them too. I would love to speak with them.
okay,
Maybe we could
yeah,
get
I can
them.
give you his name and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, we're lining up a virtual con. So already in my head, you and some other people I have brewing. Maybe this could make a good panel and talk about it for a little while as well. That'd
yeah,
be very exciting.
yeah. I have another buddy. He's an ex Marvel Comics guy. Worked with Stan Lee and everything. I'm trying to get him to do a book. So
Ooh,
um, he's a storyboard artist at Disney TV now, but he still does a lot of comic art for superhero type stuff because uh, they does like little commissions and stuff.
oh, awesome. Yeah,
And
that's
another
a
friend of mine worked on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, and
oh,
he does
cool.
commission art too. So yeah, I
Yeah.
can hook you up with all those guys.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. It'd be love to speak to them, and I love to speak with you more. We'll definitely line up a long form interview or a panel or
Okay,
something to get you on. That's really
sure.
exciting. Do you have anything else upcoming that you have in the works that's brewing comic wise too?
Well, I'm hoping I have time to do sequels to the Dragon Skull comics. I always have it. It's a planned trilogy, and I have the second book about halfway roughed in.
Ooh,
Um, I just haven't had time. I haven't touched it in over a year now. I just haven't had time.
I feel there.
And but right now, I'm just trying to promote the color edition of Dragon Skull and trying to get the black and white edition sold out.
Awesome. And so, where can we all go to buy those books and check out that black and white edition and your colored edition?
You can buy both editions directly from me, and I have a little promotional video for it on YouTube on my YouTube channel. Um, just look for Dragon Skull promo on YouTube and it should pop up.
We'll toss a
And there's a
link
black
down
and
here
white
too.
and color one. Yeah, and it's also, like I said, it's available at Titan Comics in Dallas and House of Secrets in Burbank. And I think both of those places will do mail order as well if people don't live in those cities.
Awesome. We'll make sure to put those links in the description here so people can check it out and check out that trailer too. It's really exciting. It's really, really, really awesome. I really loved watching it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Paul, for stepping in the spotlight today. I love hearing about what you do and your history and your book. I can't wait to talk to you more and talk to some of the people you know as well. It's really, really exciting. And I think our audiences will love that too. And next time you have anything going on, we'll do another spotlight, and anything you want to promote. We're always here to be there and have you step in and shout out whatever you need to.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.